Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's 226. Nice numbers. A lot of twos. A couple of 26s there too, huh? You know what? I'm actually in Clinton land here. You know, Bill and Hillary. This is where they live. And there are a bunch of reporters that are running around, right around Reader's Digest. Well, it used to be Reader's Digest, but it's something else now. And they look independent because they have like black jackets on and they're these tags. Who the fuck knows? You know, what does that make you look important? You know, with these big high-powered cameras. I want to check out the cameras that they have though. See if any of them are using the P1000. My guess would be that they are looking to get a quick interview with Bill or Hillary about the Epstein files. Oh, that's right. Bring it back. Bring more bullshit. More nonsense for people to talk about to keep them off of flat Earth. That's all they need. There was just a, well, we're just getting over a tough time here in New York, okay? I don't know if you noticed, there's like snowbanks all over the place and whatever. And we got about, let's see, this last storm, we got 24 inches of snow. I think maybe 24, 27 inches of snow. Storm before that, which was about a month before that, dumped about 14 inches of snow. See, now the fun thing about the one that was about a month ago is that snow stuck around for about a month. And the minute it started melting, so we can see our, front lawn and actually get a parking spot outside, we got another 27 inches. So this winter has been fucking miserable for people who live in New York. And it's really taken a toll on me because we're outdoors, as you can see, all day long, from 4 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. That's right, Ambulette. People are driving around. So that's how much fun we've been having. And I'm sure taxi drivers and other people are having just a Jim Dandy time too in this nice weather. So we are now going into a thawing out period. That's right. Thank you. We are going to be springing forward. Remember, that's coming up. I believe that's on March 8th. Third month of the year. Got a couple dates that we might want to talk about too during that period of time. I'm not sure if I'll bring it up in this particular video, but we will be discussing that. Important events. We might have one more storm in New York. I think it's on Sunday, but it's gonna maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches or something like that. Nothing to worry about after what we've just been through. Oh, and then we had, don't forget about the 2 weeks of 9-degree weather. That was even better. I really enjoyed that. I love it when the snow, when after it snows, like it's like 6 or 7 days after, and it just gets like, it looks like a glacier, basically. I was going to take some videos of it and compare it to our glacier, down that's surrounding us. Yeah. But that's a beautiful blue ice. That the ice down in Antarctica is just unbelievably. It's just so beautiful, isn't it? Have you ever seen any of the videos and the footage? And it's just got this deep blue color. Kind of reminds you of an ice blue color, doesn't it? Maybe a sky ice? Perhaps that's what we're covered with. I'm not really sure what the material is made of the dome. All I know is Admiral Byrd, we'll be discussing him too, found, I guess, the end. Now, I have a couple of different philosophies, okay, of this. But well, one thing people have brought up is that they did find the dome and they were trying to test the ice. And that's what they're doing down in Antarctica. They're trying to gather some of this ice and test it. But by the time they bring it back to the laboratory, it kind of just vanishes. It has to stay at a particular coldness, and they just can't mimic it. So the thing just evaporates and goes away. But if that's true, that's interesting. So there is an end, okay? There's somewhere like a barrier, it would make, because we, as flat earthers, a lot of us believe that there's more land. I'm a big believer in that. I'm almost certain that there's more land. That's where they put these people when they fake their deaths. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, many of them have faked their deaths. Very simple to do. Not hard. Then they just put them on one of these fucking islands somewhere, and that's it. They never come back. You never see them again. Elvis, remember when Elvis died and everybody, Elvis sightings all over the place? No. With these superstars, that's not what happens. They take them somewhere to an area where they know they will never be seen again by any of us. All of this is just incredible, you know. When you've been taught so many things in school and so much bullshit in school, and you know, and then all of a sudden you wake up to this, it's incredible. You know, it really is. It's absolutely incredible. But if you deviate off of your path of indoctrination, you don't get rewarded. No, actually, you could have your life at risk. Yeah, let's take, for example, if you were to perhaps maybe stumble across some old videotape footage of Admiral Byrd actually taking ice off of the ice wall. Say you were to publish it on YouTube or something like that. Of course, they would take it immediately down, but I don't know how people would be able to verify it unless if they had the same copies of it, right? But your life would be at risk at that point. If you had a federal document from a president, say, who has visited Antarctica, or any other famous figure or something like that, that actually has proof, you know, physical proof that they have definitely seen something out there, your life would be at risk, okay? But if we, like we do, flat earthers, just have observations, we're fine. But that's what we do. We observe. We observe things like curvature, and we can't find any curvature at all. All the mathematicians have told us and given us this diagram of how Earth curves, but we can't seem to find it. Yeah, that's right. And as a matter of fact, we see mountains that are 250 miles away that you shouldn't be able to see at all. We see islands. We see boats. Your eye's perspective is absolutely amazing. You look up at the sky and you see this plane coming down, but it's not. It's not flying down. That's just the way you're looking at it. That plane is flying straight. You see it as it going down from the sky. It's incredible. It really is. But that's what God intended, you know. He didn't create, he or she, whoever it may be, didn't create all of this for us to wake up one day and question something, and then, why don't we just take a boat ride down to Antarctica and pack a couple of sandwiches and we'll go see the ice wall? No, God didn't want to have it that easy, okay? As a matter of fact, I think there was a civilization before us that, did this guy just hit this? I don't know, these freaking UPS drivers, you got to watch out for them. As a matter of fact, God did have a civilization, I believe, that everybody was together at some point, and they all worked together. Okay, that could be what Devil's Tower is. I don't know. Maybe that was a structure that actually was made to climb all the way up to the top up there and touch the dome. You know, instead of going all the way down to Antarctica, why not build something straight up? You know. You know what I like to do? I like to have brief conversations with people. You know, I'll just bring it up. I love doing this. You know, just kind of bring it up, like. You have somebody looking, all right. Like in a bookstores are even better, okay? At least you're getting people who are halfway intelligent instead of trying to go up to somebody off of the street who probably doesn't even know who the first president was. Yeah, you get into these small conversations with people and you just get them to wake up. That's all. Like, you know, you bring up, you know, the aqueduct system in New York City. I mean, it goes down in New York City, but it's all the way up 300 miles up the Shokan Reservoir up there. You bring it up to them, you know, and axe and pick. And how could have they possibly have built something at that time for 250 miles that travels water down to the city. You know, they have the best water. We're getting shit water up here. We're getting water from the reservoirs. I'd rather have that water that's going down to Manhattan. They always say that's why they have the best pizzas, right? Could be. I don't know. Anyway, so we have this aqueduct system that was built. Basically, when we had lanterns and picks and axes, you know, and they built it for 250 miles. And it only took them, I don't know, 6-7 years, maybe 8 years, you know, to build this magnificent, absolutely beautiful aqueduct system. If you ever get a chance, you should really try to go down to Valhalla. Okay. We actually had a flat earth meeting there, and I went and I couldn't find anybody, so I left. But I eventually met that person at another flat earth meeting in I believe it was White Plains. You have to visit that reservoir in Valhalla. It's absolutely unbelievable, and you can't get the scope of it if you're on the Bronx River or on any other highway and you get a glance of it. You really have to walk up to this dam and look up. Okay, and they see not a lot of people do that anymore. They don't look up. They don't even know what the hell's around them at all. But when you look up at this dam, you see the mass structure of this, and you think back to the 1800s, okay, and you think back to the 1700s, and this is shit that you learned in school. Don't you understand that? You were told back in the 1800s that these people were living in little cabins with a little wood-burning stove, okay, with an axe and a pick, okay, with a little candle giving them light. There's no electricity. There's nothing. There's fucking dirt roads. Then the dirt roads had horse and carriages on them, not cars. Cars were invented in 1920. At least that's what they want us to believe. Okay? So back to what I was talking about with God, that God did not want you to figure this out so easily. Okay? Other civilizations might have been building something like that. So we created another civilization. We're not the first, okay, around here. There are many others before us. Let's create, God says, let's create a civilization that has vast amount of languages, okay? Let's see how that does. Let's see how that civilization goes. And as you can see, everybody's talking 50 million different languages when you come to New York. I mean, you have such a vast amount of people here that I don't know what language, and they just blab, and they don't give a shit. I'm Greek, and I don't sit here and talk Greek all day long, do I? Do I go into the CVS with my cell phone, speaking as loud as I can possibly speak, and yammering in my language? No, I don't do that. We're Greeks. Okay, we don't do that. But other languages feel like they have to. They have to impress us. I'm not impressed. Okay? That doesn't impress me. That annoys me. If you're here in this country, you speak English. It's as simple as that. If you get a CDL license, a truck driver's license, you speak fucking English. It's as simple as that. And you know why? Because here in New York, we have parkways. Yes, with low bridges. Trucks aren't allowed on those parkways. But every single fucking day, I see an 18-wheeler or one of those rider trucks or the rental trucks all the time up and down the fucking parkways. Every day I see it now. And this has happened within the last 5 years. And I was trying to figure out, because truck drivers are not stupid people. They know they're not supposed to be on there. Hell, your GPS, if you set it right, will tell you, hey, look, you're driving a truck. You're not allowed to drive on parkways. I understand here in New York, we're one of the only states, I believe, that does not allow commercial vehicles on parkways. I could be wrong, but I think we are. And it might be confusing for people. But you see, we've taken care of that problem. Yes, we've got this big little sign, and it's got a truck in it, and it's got a circle with a red slash. Yeah, it's like the Ghostbusters logo. You remember that? But still, they're on the parkways. How the fuck do I get into this shit? I have no idea. Okay. All right, I lost the fucking train of thought. All right, more on this later. We're breaking into nicer weather. The weather's really fucked me up and pissed me off. With all the hours that we work and the misery that we go through, to throw on top of it 27 inches of snow, another 32 inches of snow, another 10 degree below zero day. We've had it here in New York. Just had it. I'm looking at on the 15-day forecast. Yeah, I see 50s, I see 60s. Yes, we're coming out of it. But then we get the rain here in New York. Okay, we get like a month of rain, which I have to worry about flooding. Because I live in one of those areas that we are prone for flooding. There'll be more videos. I'll have some more ideas. I had a bunch of them today, but I'm kind of, I'm just glad most of this winter is gone. It's just been miserable, guys. I need a nice vacation, but I can't go anywhere, Not what I've been through. No way. Well, I hope everybody's good. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos, and let me be a part of your life.